attackers are constantly looking for new ways to break into your computer, to your computer network, to hold your data hostage. How do you protect yourself? I'm Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Live Technical Support. And coming up next, I'll go over the most critical threats that we are seeing in the last week so that you can be aware of them, and also go over specific steps you can take to protect yourself, your computers, your computer network against these threats. So up on today's list is that Windows 10 end of support is coming up. It's right around the corner, a few months away. We'll go over that. Also, Microsoft Cloud security vulnerability has been confirmed. There are Fortinet and Avante vulnerabilities that are being exploited in the wild. ClickFix is now targeting Linux systems. Microsoft Office apps are now getting support until 2028, certain Office apps on Windows 10. We'll go over that. There's a SAP vulnerabilities being exploited in attacks, and OneDrive update bypass security protocols. And there's a new European vulnerability database that was just launched. So here's the cybersecurity rundown. Again, this is the biggest threats that we have seen in the last week, and also, really preparing you for the future. And that's what we're talking about when we're looking at Windows 10 end of support coming up. So Microsoft has announced they've been going over this and letting people know for quite some time. We've been letting you know also that the end of support for Microsoft Windows 10 will officially end October 14th, 2025. After this date, the operating system will no longer receive security updates, software patches, or technical assistance. While Windows 10 will continue to function, devices running it will become increasingly vulnerable to security risks and may experience compatibility issues with newer applications or hardware. One of the things that will happen, we see this happen quite often, is that as Microsoft ends the support, the browsers, the companies and organizations that produce browsers like Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and also Firefox, in fact, Edge will not support Windows 10 after October 14th. But Google Chrome and Firefox will probably still support it for a little bit, maybe a year or two. After that, they'll stop supporting it. And when they stop supporting it, you stop getting updates. What happens is your computer becomes more vulnerable on the web, and then more and more websites stop working properly. So websites are changed, they're adjusted to the new browsers, and your browser is not new if you're running an outdated operating system that is no longer supported by the browser. So then you get to where you can't go to as many sites. More and more sites don't work, and or fewer and fewer sites do work, and your computer eventually becomes kind of unusable. But the good news is we can actually update most of the computers that are out there running Windows 10. We can actually update them to Windows 11. And so, if you need help with that, you want to get your computer updated without replacing it, even if Microsoft has told you that it doesn't support Windows 11, in most cases, we can still update it to Windows 11 so that you can continue to receive the updates and you can continue to use the same computer. Of course, if you want to replace your computer, we can help you with that as well. But if you want to just go to Windows 10 on the same computer, you can save yourself some money and do that. There's a Microsoft Cloud security vulnerability that has been confirmed. Microsoft has confirmed critical cloud security vulnerability that's rated 10 out of 10 in severity. This affects Azure services. This flaw allows attackers to gain unauthorized access to cloud resources, posing significant risk to organizations relying on Microsoft's cloud infrastructure. The company has released patches to address the issue and urges all users to apply the patches promptly to secure their systems. Security experts emphasize the importance of regular updates and monitoring to protect against such high severity vulnerabilities. There's a Fortinet and Avante vulnerability that is being exploited in the wild. Fortinet and Avante have disclosed that attacks are actively exploiting a new zero-day vulnerability in their products. These flaws are being used by threat actors to gain unauthorized access to systems, potentially compromising sensitive data. Organizations using Fortinet and Avante solutions are strongly advised to apply available patches immediately and monitor their network for signs of intrusion. These are used for firewalls, and it's important that you, when the updates are available, that you know about it. Again, these threats are actively being exploited. If you don't install the updates, you're a sitting duck, and you use these products, you're a sitting duck for infections and for attack. ClickFix is now targeting Linux systems. A new cyber attack campaign is targeting Linux users with a technique called ClickFix, previously used mainly against Windows systems. In this attack, users are tricked into executing malicious commands by interacting with fake verification prompts on deceptive websites. If they are using Linux, presents a fake CAPTCHA that, when clicked, copies a harmful shell command to the user's clipboard and instructs them to run it. This method marks a significant expansion of ClickFix tactics to Linux platforms. We warned you about this with Windows platforms. This threat actually affected many people that were visiting and many auto dealerships that were actually visiting websites, visiting auto dealers' websites to view videos, and they were getting these fake CAPTCHA, and many people were infected because of that. Now it's jumping over to Linux. Office applications are now getting support until 2028. Microsoft has announced that it will continue to provide security updates for Microsoft 365 Office apps on Windows 10 until October 10, 2028, extending support by 3 years beyond the operating system's end of support date of October 14, 2025. This decision aims to assist users and organizations in maintaining security during their transition to Windows 11, while the Office apps will remain functional on Windows 10. Microsoft advises upgrading to Windows 11, and again, we can help you do that, even on many computers that Microsoft has said, hey, it's not going to support Windows 11. We can help you update on many of those. There's also a SAP or SAP vulnerability that's being exploited in attacks. So SAP has released a patch for a second zero-day vulnerability in its NetWeaver platform, discovered during investigations into earlier attacks that were exploited. This new flaw involves insecure deserialization, allowing attackers with Visual Composer user privileges to execute arbitrary commands remotely. Threat actors have been chaining both vulnerabilities since January to gain unauthorized access to systems. Organizations using SAP NetWeaver are strongly advised to apply the latest security updates and consider disabling the Visual Composer service to mitigate these risks. OneDrive update bypasses security protocols. Microsoft's upcoming June 2025 OneDrive update introduces a feature called Prompt to Add Personal Account to OneDrive Sync, which encourages users of business devices to sync personal files with their work accounts. This change could allow personal and business data to intermingle, potentially bypassing existing security protocols and exposing sensitive information unless IT departments proactively implement safeguards, such as disabling new account detection or personal sync features. Organizations may face increased data security risk. There's a new European vulnerability database that's been launched. Most of the vulnerabilities that we talk about with the CVE numbers, those are a US-based organization, but there's the European Union Agency for Cybersecurity, ENISA, has launched the European Vulnerability Database, or EUVD, a centralized platform designed to enhance cybersecurity across the EU. This database aggregates information on cybersecurity vulnerabilities from various sources, including computer security incident response teams, or CSIRTs, vendors, and existing databases like MITRE's CVE program. By establishing its own database, the EU aims to reduce reliance on external systems and ensure a more resilient cybersecurity infrastructure. So these are the threats that are out there. And I know this is a lot of stuff, and it's a lot of technical stuff. And you may be saying, well, I don't even know if this is applicable to me. I don't know what do I need to do? Where would I even start on this? Well, if you're in that boat, I have good news for you, because a faster PC can help you when you have cybersecurity problems. Maybe you don't even know that you're vulnerable. We actually can come in. We can run a vulnerability assessment on your systems to determine whether your systems are safe or whether they're vulnerable. On our website, we actually have a link where you can request a vulnerability assessment, and we'll include that link in the description of this video as well. In addition to that, we can help you if you hire a faster PC to provide cybersecurity services for you. We can actually help you. And we do this, by the way, for businesses. We do it for ministries. We do it for dental offices. We do it for medical offices. We do it for accounting offices or an attorney's offices, any professional office, nonprofits. We do this also for home office users and even for personal offices. So if you're out there, you need some help, or you want to help have a faster PC secure your network, you can give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978, or visit our website at fasterpc.com and request a discovery call. It's a free discovery call where we can go over our solutions.